All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, you already know what time it is, and right here, right now, we actually got Music Mogul. This guy is a jack of all trades within the hip-hop community. We got J.A.G.2 right here, right now. How are you doing this evening?
I'm great, my brother. How you feel?
Oh man, doing best I can possibly be down here in Canada, man. Just enjoying the last few hours of the weekend. You know, not looking forward to Monday, but you know, Friday isn't that far away either.
Yeah, I feel you on that, man.
But I know you're a busy guy, Jag, so I'm going to dive right into this interview, man. But I want to take you back to the beginning of your amazing career within the music industry this far, man. And I have to ask, what originally inspired you to get into the music industry initially, man? Because you are sincerely a jack of all trades, man. Like, you're definitely great at what you do.
Man, I appreciate it, man. To be honest with you, I didn't even know I was gonna be in the music industry, man. But what inspired me was the death of my cousin, Jacquees. Very close person to me. Closest thing to a big brother I ever had, man. And he died when I was 12, turning on 13, and he was 15. So me keeping a promise to him, I said the world would know about him before I passed away. So not knowing that it would be music would be that route, I just knew I had to keep a promise. And one day I just so happened to play the old cassette tape back when I was a teenager, man, and it was his voice. And that was just like a light bulb to me, like, that's how the world is going to know about it. You gotta take the music route. So everything that I kind of do now when I holler Ruthless Killa, it's just in his honor. Like, a lot of people think it's on some gangster stuff, or they try to link me to Easy E a lot, but it's on some whole other stuff, like a whole different type of story behind it.
And I gotta say as well, man, I can definitely say, I bet you any money, man, your friend is definitely looking up there, looking down at you, man, and actually proud of what you accomplished, man, because you're doing phenomenal things.
Man, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you, and I ain't even told too many people this. I think you're probably the first person I'm gonna tell this. But he actually came to me in a dream maybe like 2 years ago, and this before all this even kicked off. Now to where I am now, and he was, you know, he just let me know in the dream. We was kicking it in the dream, man, and he let me know then, like, he just looked at me and he laughed. He was like, man, I never would have thought. You know, this is his words to me in my dreams. Like, he just looked at me and like laughed and he was like, but I never would have thought. Like, you really took this and did something with it. And that was the last time he came to me in a dream, but he just let me know that, you know, he see me and, you know what I'm saying, that I made him proud. So everything I'm doing now is just like bonus. I've already fulfilled that mission. You know, he already confirmed that to me in the dream. So, you know, everything now is just straight pushing it even further. Like, that's why we going international with it now.
And also, man, you were actually the founder and CEO of Ruthless Killa Records. I was wondering, what actually made you decide to start up this label? And, of course, what services do you actually offer to the general public today in 2022?
Okay, well, what made me do it, man, like, when I was young, man, you know what I'm saying? You know, I was like any other artist. Every artist wanted a record deal. But, you know what I'm saying, record companies, legit record companies, let me say that. Legit record companies who can provide, you know what I'm saying, the type of services that I felt like I needed to help me get to that level, because I knew my work ethic. I never ran across those. So 2018, because I had took some time off and stepped away from music, but 2018, when I got back into it, I was just like, I'm gonna actually get into the game. I'm gonna actually learn the game and apply the rules to the game that need to be learned. So where I am now, you know what I'm saying, it's just I understand the game for what it is, you know, and I understand the music game for what it is. And what a lot of people don't understand is the game is more business than talent, more than anything now. So that's why I'm always business-minded behind the scenes. I even got business going on that I don't speak about. But that's what, when you see the results, it's because I handled the business before I gave you any kind of, you know, initiative that, you know, it was coming. But, you know, for me now with Ruthless Killa, man, we provide real opportunities. We got, you know, we distribute through Empire Distribution. So, you know, you got your 42 Dubs and artists like that, you know, a lot of Mo3 distributed through Empire. What's his name, man? My boy, Young Dolph, may he rest in peace. He distributes through Empire, you know what I'm saying? Paper writing into Empire. So, you know what I'm saying? We got the same distribution company that allows me to be able to compete. You know, of course, the label side, we have to fund the, you know, the promotion and all that stuff, but they give me the platforms for pretty much everything I touch to make money. But with my artists, we own all our masters, we own all our publishing. You know, with artists that's attached to me and partner with me, of course, even to our music videos. We have our own Devo channel, so even our videos are monetized and protected. You know, so it is we doing everything that a major label does. You know, we limousine rides at award shows and stuff. We just do everything we want to do. But for me, it just got to make sense. Where we just going to splurge money. I'm not a wasteful person.
And also as well, man, in 2010, you actually released the album Legend in the Making that was actually a phenomenal 18-track project. I was wondering if you can actually tell our listeners that might not know about this album just a little bit more about it. And of course, is it actually still available to be streamed or purchased today in 2022, 12 years later?
Man, you know what? You did your homework, man. A lot of people didn't even know about that album. That album, I ain't gonna lie to you, Legend in the Making was supposed to have been a joint project with me and my partner Rico at the time, but Rico wound up going through some personal things, so me leading by example, I just took the record and, you know what I'm saying, I completed it, not knowing that I would actually, you know, a lot of people feel like I am a legend in the making, but it was kind of like before its time. But I wound up producing a single called Shawty There You Go, which some of the songs from that album is available on streaming platforms, but you don't really see me push those because they're so old, but I put them out there just so. But I might, you know, I got the masters to it. I still got all the masters. I might actually revamp that one day and just re-release it, you know. You just never know. Music just changed so much, so I just try to stay up on the times, but a lot of my music was before its time, because even to this day, like, if I rap some songs today, a lot of people don't even know a lot of those records, like 12, 13 years old. They would think I just recorded them if I don't tell them.
And I gotta say as well, speaking of Rico, man, I do know that you guys actually did a phenomenal song together as well, man. I gotta say, you guys did so much amazing work with one another, man. There's so many songs out there if you really actually look. Like, I'm So Hot Remix is definitely one of my favorites.
Hey, you know what? Shout out my partner Buddy Miles in New York for that, man. That remix wound up being for a radio station in Bermuda, actually. The guy Buddy Miles at the time, we were some of the hottest artists on that station. So what Buddy Miles did, he got a lot of artists. He got artists from a rapper named Littles from up that way, in Canada actually. Him, it was Buddy Miles. It was one of his partners from New York. Me and Rico represented the South. Then he got a couple other artists from other places. He put all of us on one record, and I got to give him credit for that. You know, shout out Buddy Miles, man. That's still one of my we still speak from time to time to this day. But he put that record together, and I was just honored to even be on that record, to be considered one of the hottest artists on the station at that time, man. And we lived in Florida, so just to be even considered for that record, if Buddy Miles put you on it, you had to be doing something. And even worthy just for him to even put you on a record, because he's from New York, so lyrics had to definitely be on point if you going to get on the track with him.
And also as well, man, on June 2nd of 2018, you actually released another phenomenal single titled Grind that's actually featuring Fatality. I was wondering, how did yourself and Fatality actually get connected? And of course, from what you can recall, what was it like just working alongside him for this particular single?
Well, now, I ain't going to lie to you. That song was actually featured on the Legend in the Making album. That song was like 10, 11 years before its time. I just released it. You know, digital platforms back in the day, we didn't have a Spotify, none of that back in 08, 09. So, you know what I'm saying? When I got back into it, I had to get swabby on what's going on now. Because and when I left the game, CDs were still popping. So, with Fatality though, man, we did that record. I knew I had that. One of my partners here in Atlanta produced it, and he had the beat, but I just knew that beat was so powerful. But I just couldn't come up with the words for the chorus the way that I wanted it to resonate to the people. So Fatality is my cousin. A lot of people don't know that. We are actually blood cousins. Our fathers are brothers. So what wound up happening, I sent the record to him. He sent me back the chorus. And when I say the chorus, immediately when I heard the chorus, I knew where I needed to go with it. And it just gave me, and at that time, man, my brother had just got ejected out of a vehicle in a car wreck. And you know what I'm saying? I spoke on a lot of things that was really true to me at that time. And I had planned on leaving music for good when I recorded that record. That was kind of like my exit record. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was going through a lot of stuff, family changes and everything. So that was kind of like me just making peace with my grind, you know. everything that I went through at that moment, through stuff with my mom and, you know, things like that, I put all that in one record. That's like probably one of the realest records that I ever wrote, you know, because it was all authentic. It was nothing fabricated about it.
And also, as well, this past year, you actually had the opportunity to attend the 2022 BET Hip Hop Awards weekend. I was wondering if you can actually tell our listeners a bit more about this eventful weekend. And of course, what was it like just witnessing such a monumental award show? Because I got to say, in my honest opinion, 2022 BET Hip Hop Awards was one of the best award shows they put on in the past decade.
Yeah. You know what, man? I'm going to be honest with you. The fact that, you know, having the opportunity to be able to go, first of all, just let me know how far I've even come with dealing with music. You know, I didn't even, you know, a couple of years ago, I didn't even know who to get in touch with to even try to get a ticket or anything to go. And then to go from that to being invited to go and, you know what I'm saying, and just having the opportunity to take other people, it was a blessing. But, you know what I'm saying, to see that many people in a room and to see the magnitude of how big you can be if you just grind, man, it was very motivational. You know what I'm saying? And at this point, I'm trying to go from now. I'm trying to be nominated one year, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to be honest with you, like, every time I step in the room like that, like, I was at your ATL Rap Awards, it's a big award show here in Atlanta. I was just with the owner of that. I'm actually on the cover of the magazine, and I was with the owner today, and getting a copy of the magazine. And I remember a couple of years ago, I was working. I had a TV show. A lot of people didn't know. I used to have a TV show. I was working the last award show before the one this year. I went from working the award show in the corner to I won Album of the Year. You know what I'm saying? It just showed the progression of my grind and what I believed in and the vision. And just to be all the stuff that I'm doing right now, man, is it's a blessing. And I don't take none of it for granted because I didn't have it before I got to it. I didn't have it, so I appreciate it now that I do have access to these things. But anytime you win BET or you know, any award show, or anytime you just recognize, man, that is a blessing because you don't have to be recognized. I spent 20 years of being unnoticed, so now that I'm actually being noticed, man, I don't take it for granted. I appreciate it.
And before we move off the topic of the BET Awards, I gotta ask, man, because obviously there were so many hip hop legends and hip hop artists just in attendance. Did you get the opportunity to converse with any of the big hip hop legends actually during your time? At the BET Awards that weekend?
You know what? I actually did it, but at the same time, I don't get starstruck. So like, I just look at them like regular people. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I catch them. I don't like taking pictures with people just to say I got a picture. If you see me take a picture with somebody, it was a conversation. I didn't take a whole lot of pictures. Plus, too, of course, you know, with it being live, you couldn't take your phone out and record, you know, for TV purposes. So, you know what I'm saying? If you seen any footage, you know, some people were getting it in here and there. But just me, man, I'm real big on just being in the room. Like, if I'm in the room, I observe. I learn the game by observing. Like me, I don't get starstruck, I just watch. Like my first time in a room, I watch. Okay, so such and such might move like this, so I like how you move. I'm seeing the respect you know what I'm saying? It's a learning experience for me, more so than anything. So as far as meeting people and stuff like that, nah. I mean, I was just happy to be there, honestly, because I actually skipped out on it last year. I think it was something with my daughter that I had to do. So of course I'm always choosing my kids over industry events. But eventually I was like, I can't miss it. So I'm definitely going to make it happen, and that's what we wind up doing.
And also, I also read as well via Facebook that right now you are actually currently planning a Ruthless Killa Records concert tour. I was wondering if you can actually give our listeners some updates actually on this tour, and of course, what cities do you currently have locked in that you're going to be traveling and performing at?
Yeah, I went on. Well, a lot of people know now, but we went on tour with Gucci Mane's label this year. He's Artist Enchanted. We went on a summer tour with her. My label was actually one of the partnering companies behind that tour, and we traveled all over. So what I learned from that tour made me double back and was like, you know what? Next year I'm gonna take my artists on the tour. But the only difference is that I'm gonna make it more so about the independent artists. So every individual city that I go to that particular stop is gonna be catered to that city. So whatever artists are popping in that city, that stop of the tour is going to feature those hot artists in that city, because you want to bring the city out. And what a lot of people don't understand is when you do a tour, you have to tap in with the city. You have to tap in with them. You're in their city, so you have to tap in with them. You have to get the artists that's out there moving, that's involved, and make them a part of what you're doing if you want the people to come out and see you. I understand that with the with touring. So that's the objective for it right now. Plus, you know, I'm always looking for my next artist. I'm always looking for artists who just trying to get out there, because I know a lot of people watch me. So a lot of artists who don't know how to get that spotlight on them, I just put them next to me, and then when the light on them, what you do when that light is on you is on you. But as of right now, I'm planning on definitely Jacksonville, Daytona. I love Florida, so we got to hit stops in Florida. You know, of course, we're going to have to hit Atlanta. Atlanta is a must-do. We got to do it here. I'm going to hit Atlanta. I'm going to hit a spot in North Carolina, definitely. All I can tell you right now is I'm working on a spot in New York. I got a couple of DJs that I'm talking to up there right now. And I definitely know, though, I'm going to end it in Vegas. The last stop is going to be in Las Vegas, Nevada. I know that for a fact. That's going to be the last stop. As far as I got a couple other cities pending. Like, I do want to go to Dallas. I got a couple connections in Dallas that I'm working on. So I'm going to have to take a couple trips out to secure a couple things. But Dallas is definitely a potential. And maybe Miami. It all depends. It all depends on how the talks go when you start talking money. Because the whole idea of what this is not only to just tour, but to make money. You don't want to tour and lose money because you're going to be in a bad situation, you know?
And also as well, on October 14th of 2022, you actually released a single titled Who's That Lady, featuring Tone Atlanta. I was wondering, what is the story behind this single? And of course, where can we actually buy or stream ourselves a copy of this phenomenal project today?
Okay, Who's That Lady? Man, that song came about with Street Sweep and Tone Atlanta. They have a writing group called The Vault. At the time, we was getting ready to gear up to release Pocket Watcher, which is out on all major platforms right now. And what wound up happening, I did an interview with your ATL Rap. There's actually a TV show here in Atlanta, a hip-hop TV show here in Atlanta. I did an interview with them for the show for the season premiere. And what wound up happening, I got a call the next day. I let Street Sweeper hear some music in the studio, because I rented out a studio, so I did my interview in the actual studio. So I let him hear some unreleased music, and he was like, "Yo, Jay, boy, you hot." I said, "Man, people sleep on me, man, but like I've been had it. You know, it just, I'm understanding how to get it to people to watch it now." So the next day he hit me up, and he was like, "Yo, I got a song for you, bro. I can't hear nobody but you want it." He sent it to me. I told him if I liked it, I'd jump on it. I heard it. I heard the chorus. And the rest was history. Man, I had to get on that thing. And you know, it is talking to women, so, you know, that was right up my alley. So that was kind of perfect. But it's available now on all major platforms. If you Apple Music, Spotify, the whole nine. The video, I was going to try to shoot it on the 29th, but I got a show on the 29th, so I'm not going to have enough time to do it. And my schedule's getting kind of hectic now because I'm kind of booked up. So we're going to have to fit it in where we can get that video done. But I got a storyline for the video, so I want the video to be shot the right way. Because it's actually going to be kind of comical when it turns out the way that I want it to be shot. So I'm going to make sure I just clear my schedule to make sure I get that video done. But the video is coming soon. Right now, we're pushing the single strong. We're pushing the Pocket Watcher single strong. Both of them out right now on YouTube. Everywhere you stream your music, you can find it.
And also as well, when you actually mentioned Pocket Watcher a few moments ago, I actually have that song locked and loaded to actually play immediately following this interview here on the FM dial. For the listeners that might not have actually heard this song that dropped on September 7th, what can our listeners actually expect from it when they hear it here first on Outlaw Radio FM here momentarily?
Man, Pocket Watcher is one of them songs where you either going to feel it or you're not going to feel it. For those people who go-getters who make money, you know what I'm saying? If you're really making any kind of money, you understand what I'm saying when I mean Pocket Watcher. You know what I'm saying? A pocket watcher is just a person who, you know, people that count your pocket before you count your pocket. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody who always got their hands out or expecting you to, just because you got it, they're expected to get it from you. That's a pocket watcher to me. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much if you rocking with it, I just look at it like you a person that's getting money. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying. If you're a person that don't like it, then 9 times out of 10, you're probably a pocket watcher. You're the person that I'm talking about on the record, so I don't expect you to like it. It's not an in-between. Either you're going to like it or you don't. But most people that's rocking with it, because all I know is hustlers. So everybody that I know, they rocking with it, because everybody I know get money. I don't hang around nobody who don't get no money. I don't know nothing about that.
And I gotta say as well, it definitely is a phenomenal song, man. So if individuals do like what they hear, make sure they actually stream it and of course add it to their favorite Spotify playlist as well.
Yes, yes, yes. And for all the people who've already streamed it, like, I think we close to, like, we ain't too far from 70,000 already. So I think it's probably going to be our first record that breaks six figures. I'll probably be at six figures the way it's going. I'll probably be at six figures before. But the goal is by November to be at six figures, to be over 100K. And, you know, that'll definitely be a milestone for me. You know, I just take it one stream at a time. But for everybody who actually has it on their playlist or who actually follow me on different, you know, Apple Music, whatever the case may be, I appreciate them because, you know, out of all the rappers in the world, you ain't got to listen to you. You know what I mean? But the fact that you take the time out your day to any time out of the day you can watch the music video or, you know, stream the song, I'm just appreciative of everything that anybody does because, like I tell you, it's a million people that rap. So nobody has to listen to nothing that nobody presents. But the fact that people take interest in me, I appreciate it.
But I have to ask, man, what is next for yourself, J.A.G.2? Is there anything we happen to miss during tonight's broadcast? Anything else you do still want to talk about or promote? Well, we still got you here live on 97.7 FM this evening.
Well, you know me, man. I got to plug in, you know what I'm saying? My Artist Wholehearted got a new single dropping Friday, new to me. You know what I'm saying? That'll be dropping this Friday. Like I say, me personally right now, I got the show with the Southern Players here on the 29th. Then we got a couple more shows coming up here on the Southern region. But then I'm also getting ready to relaunch the RK Apparel clothing line. I actually be featured in New York Fashion Week in February. So I'll be up there actually performing. I got 2 shows during Fashion Week in 23. So I'm gearing up for that. I'm actually excited about it because I'm actually designing and getting ready to drop some new merch and relaunch my brand. So I'm excited about that and the fact that I'll be able to feature it in a big week in New York. I've never even been to New York, so the first time I've been in New York is presenting my clothing line and performing while they walking in my clothes. I'm actually kind of excited about that. Got a couple partnerships, got a couple new signees that I'm gonna announce soon. Just the second magazine dropped yesterday. I'm on the cover of your ATL Rhapsody, and I'm on the cover of Face of Icon magazine as well. It dropped yesterday. So excited about that. I'm on 2 different magazines. I'm featured in this month's edition of the Double XL magazine as well. So I've just been working, man. Just been working.
And also, Jag, this is the time to interview quickly, man, that I give a chance for the individual that does slide into the radio station airwaves. Just a chance to give, like, shout-outs to whomever they want to give shout-outs to. But most of all, your social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you and stay updated on everything you got going on if they're not already doing so.
Yeah, look, the follow me is easy. Just put in J.A.G.2 RKR. It'll be, that's Instagram and Facebook. It's J.A.G. the number 2 RKR, Instagram, Facebook. If you want to follow us for the new music, I know the music is on my YouTube. On the YouTube page, you know, just type in J.A.G.2. For the videos, it's on the Ruthless Killa Vivo page. So the new Pocket Watcher video, the new Who's That Lady video when it drops, all that stuff will be on the official Ruthless Killa Records Vivo channel. Just type in Ruthless Killa Vivo and go there. TikTok, J.A.G.2 RKR. Pretty much everything for me is J.A.G.2 RKR. Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and I'm hardly ever on Twitter though. But everything is J.A.G. the number 2 RKR. As far as shout-outs go, I just want to shout out, you know what I'm saying, salute all my supporters, everybody who makes me who I am. I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all. Without y'all, I wouldn't be me. I wouldn't be the CEO. I wouldn't be talking to you right now without people actually digging into me and checking me out. So I appreciate that.
And I gotta say, first and foremost, Jag, thank you so much, man, for just giving us a bit of your time here this evening and sliding into the 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM airwaves, man. It definitely was an honor and most definitely a privilege, man. And hopefully down the line, we can make it happen again sometime soon.
Say again?
Oh, I just said, first and foremost, thank you so much for just giving us a bit of your time here this evening.
Oh, okay. Hey, you know what? And I definitely appreciate y'all for having me, man. I swear. I appreciate you for real.
Hey, man, I appreciate your time as well, man. Thank you so much, Jag, and definitely have yourself a phenomenal evening as well.
All right, man. You take care, all right?